Done.
Can you allow for screen sharing as well too?
I can.
Yeah, or you can just make her co-host as well. And that will help. Hi, welcome everyone. I think it's Tuesday. Is it Tuesday? Happy
It is.
Tuesday. Okay. I'm losing track of days. Lots and lots of them. Hope everyone's doing well. And this is our team Zoom, our one team get together. We get together and do some team training and have some cool guests now and then. And we have some awesome trainers tonight who are going to be teaching us. But before we start that, would love to do some shout outs and some gratitudes. And so if anybody has anybody that you would like to shout out, this would be a perfect time, or a gratitude for someone, something, some-ish.
I'll go.
All right, Chad.
Just had an amazing walk with my son, my 14-year-old, and I haven't, it was just a bonding walk, just a conversation that we had. I thought I was going to walk the dog by myself, and he went up to me. I'm like, what, are you going for a run or something? And he's like, no, I just wanted to walk with you. So we just had this most amazing walk together, and it was really, really special. So that was a gratitude that I had just in the last half hour. So thank you for letting me share it.
Awesome. Anybody else have a winter gratitude they would like to share?
Hello.
Hi, Kevin.
Hey,
Hey.
good to see you all. My gratitude is that a guy named Mike Hawkins is on this call. Mike is a guy who survived the huge virus last year and the West Nile, and he is back, and Isagenix is something he holds dear in his life. So I'm happy to see him here and happy to see you all.
Well, welcome back. That's awesome.
Thanks.
Gratitude. Anyone else? Shout out.
Hey, Jojo, I got a quick gratitude.
Hey, David.
Hi, guys. I was at Albertsons just now, and a gentleman had asked the manager where the chocolate was. And then I walked down the aisle, and there he was, and I asked him if he likes chocolate. He said, yeah. I go, we've got a chocolate that makes you happy. And I made a connection, and we have a little, I have his email, and it was a nice share. So I just thought
Way to
I'd share
go.
with everybody. Yeah, it's always
That's
exciting,
awesome.
right?
Love it.
Always exciting.
So good.
Thank you.
I would like
I've got
to
one,
send.
Jojo.
Oh, all right, you go.
I'm just, as always, just super excited and grateful for this
I mean,
team.
I might not have
We've
long
got
to finish her on.
so many fun stuff, things happening, and people pushing each other and encouraging each other, and it's just getting really, really fun. Like, I can't wait to get in front of my computer and get on my phone and give my kids to my husband. So I'm just really grateful. I have goosebumps because I'm loving all of it. Yeah.
Awesome. I'm going to give a shout out. Can I give a shout out? I can give a shout out to Anna. Let's give a shout out to Anna, because she's had like her, 117th enrollment in this month. I don't know. Where are we at? 12?
12.
12 in the past month. That's so awesome. So, and know that, like, what's the most you've ever had in a month?
Oh, probably like one or two.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a big deal. That's a huge jump, right? So when we talk about getting into action, so we just want to send a huge shout out to Anna for making big connections and making things happen.
Well, thank you. Part of that shout out has to go out to Wendy as well, because she's been my amazing partner throughout this. And I don't know that I would have done all of the follow-ups and the connections that I did if she and I weren't staring at each other every morning. So.
And I love that. And I knew you would piggyback that. So thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
Can I share a gratitude too?
Please.
I'm grateful for an economic downturn so that Isagenix is just highlighted in my life, and I just, it is amazing, and I can't believe how busy I've been too. And who, if you guys are close to getting the executive lifestyle bonus, like, I'm super grateful for that. That's stupid money. But anyway,
It's awesome.
for a different topic.
Right? And the executive lifestyle bonus, just so you know, for when you're an executive for a full month, each month that you're executive, you get $750 as an extra bonus. And then when you've done it for the full quarter, on the third week of the quarter, they give you $1,000. So they up it to $250. So at the end of the year, I think it's 12,000 something extra into your pocket.
10,000.
10,000?
Mhm.
It's 12. You're right,
10.
10. Extra 10 into your pocket for just being executive. That's it.
Oh,
So, pretty cool.
and you're
And
part of the
more.
you're part of the customer referral program, which is just like free people. These people just come into your organization. So I'm like, what? Okay.
yeah. So they're adding people in, and as people order, sometimes that, people go online and order, and then they have to be attached to somebody when they're not attached to them. So they attach them to people who are executive. They also, as people just randomly enroll themselves or get enrolled, then they also attach those people. So you just end up with random people, and it's pretty awesome. So way to go. Good job, Miss Wendy. And I will, Crystal, I'm just gonna turn it over to you. And I don't know who's going first, but you guys can, I'm just gonna stop talking and you guys can take over. So we have Anna and Wendy who are gonna teach us tonight, and also Crystal, and so I'm gonna let them take over and roll. Thanks, you guys.
Awesome. Yeah, we really wanted to talk about three-way calls tonight. And I know we've got so many new people that are coming in. It's just awesome. So there's, in my mind, and everybody can do things differently. That's the beauty of this. In my mind, there's kind of two different times for three-way calls. First, for the initial prospecting, right, to get that third person on the phone. And then also there's the opportunity to do another three-way call when somebody has ordered, just to introduce them to really the community, somebody else, a mentor. And when I say three-way calls, there's, I'm really pushing this because when I started, I was like so, I guess, scared of the three-way call. I was so afraid people were going to think I was trying to sell them something. And I did not feel comfortable with them. So I think if we practice it, or just kind of show you what we're talking about, and Wendy's going to lead this in a minute. But my hope is that everybody really feels comfortable knowing that it's a very relaxed, like friend to friend kind of conversation. It's not trying to upsell. It's not trying to, make sure we get the sale. It's nothing like that. And also you just really are able to introduce people to other members. And so that I think is really important too, because we all resonate with different people, So Wendy is going to take it off and just kind of chat about the initial three-way call with the prospect and all the goods.
Awesome. Thank you for springing this on me, Crystal. Yeah, so I just kind of course, whipped together something last minute. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Wendy Hyatt, and I'm outside of Boston. And I've been in Isagenix for almost 6 years. And I would love for you guys to use a chat when questions come up or when new topics come up, if that's okay. And if Anna, if you could help me read those, that would be great. So when I started a long time ago, I was using three-way phone calls, or the idea had come up, and it really wasn't going so well. So I'm sure everyone on here knows about three-way calls. So why do we love them? I thought I'd start off with reasons why maybe I stopped doing them in the first place. So what are some reasons why you guys may have stopped using them? Was it just awkward? How do I see my screen? You can type in the chat, and you know, like we talk about three-way phone calls as being so useful, but sometimes they're not as easy to set up, right? What is this more? Are there any chats?
Yeah, so JoJo said that she can do it without the help.
Mm-hmm. Dave is so busy. Oh, I can see them now.
Yeah.
Having to do damage control after. Oh, yes, because I had the wrong people lined up to do them, Nancy. I feel your pain. Amy, hard to schedule. Yeah. Crystal, people see me as the expert and don't want to get on the phone with anyone else. Can't coordinate a call. Yeah. JoJo, people think it's weird. I love when you, I've never heard the term freaky deaky from anyone but you. Yeah, people, okay, good. Did I get everybody? Yeah. Great. Freaky deaky. So here are the things that I came up with. The prospect ghosted us. Anyone else have a date set up and then you go to call and nobody answers? It's so embarrassing, right? So yeah, sometimes the prospect was scared away. The expert may have been too pushy. The connector spoke too much. And you don't know who to ask to be your expert. So those are some of the things that I came up with too, but I love that. So
Cindy also said that sometimes she's worried about the person you asked to do what the person who you asked to do the three-way call will say.
Oh, it's so unpredictable. It's like a bomb, right? Yes. The expert for Nancy, the expert came off too pushy and then having to do damage control and you don't know what's going to happen. Totally unpredictable. Yeah. So don't know who to ask to be the expert. Remind me to go back to that. Okay. Afterwards. All right. So, but what are some of the benefits of a three-way call? Go ahead and type in the chat. What do you think are some of the benefits of a three-way call? I'm so excited. Okay, I can't help it. Credibility. Yes, JoJo. Yes, you don't have to be the expert, Nancy. Anyone can do it. If I'm an idiot and I can do it, so can you. No, I didn't say that. Malcolm, yes, it's the most powerful tool. Anna, community. David, Jim Rhodes is always available. Jojo, I can shut up and let the expert take over. How nice. Cindy, getting someone else to say things you might not say. Love that. And Crystal, someone else can talk about sharing and getting food paid for if you don't feel comfortable opening that conversation up. I love that. Third-party validation, Anna. Amy, you aren't the only one doing those videos. With a lot of people help with this. Yes. Chad, learning experience. Absolutely. Crystal, introduce people to the community. Yes. Renee, don't have to know everything. Awesome. Teaches others what to say. They might relate to them more. Beautiful, Cindy. Love these. Duplicatable. Yes. People will open up to the health expert with a title. Shows teamwork. Absolutely. Yeah, you guys could have done this slide. To your village. Yes, Chad. Okay. For me, they've been more fun. I've also been able to collect my thoughts when I'm too much in my head about what this other person might say. My expert can come in and be like, okay, yes, third party can clue into cues, Anna. Yeah. What I found was that I have an emotional attachment to my prospect, but my expert doesn't. So, and when I'm the expert, I don't have an emotional attachment to the prospect. So you can say stuff, you can have that posture and not worry about it. Anna brought up, it was another set of eyes and ears. And I was like, absolutely. It's the social proof, like some of you had said, introducing people to the community. And Crystal was talking about the open box call. For me, it was like helping with a follow-up too, because I have not been good with following up in the past. And thanks to this challenge that Jojo and Megan and Crystal had set up. It was kind of fun. Okay, so for people who have had bailouts, we've had way more responses why we should do them. Yes. Okay. Oh, so this may not be appropriate for people. For me, this slide was towards a brand new person who may not know how to introduce a three-way call, or someone who has done three-way calls in the past and they've just been ghosted. So for a new person, you can say something like, that's a great question. Since I'm still new and I want to make sure that you get your questions answered correctly, I'd love to connect you with my good friend blank, who's been a huge supporter for me, and then edify them like crazy. They've been using the system with a lot, and it doesn't have to be specific. They've been using the system a lot longer than I have and have a ton of experience. Would that be helpful for you? I love asking someone for permission first, and then you ask for what are some days and times that work best for you. Anna's really good at this, where she sends the Zoom link a few hours before the call. That almost is like a subliminal reminder and follow up. And then this is what I learned. How many of you, I can't see everybody, but how many of you were on the ISA Academy and they heard Cindy and Tyler Walker speak? I got this from them. A few minutes prior to the call, send a short 1 to 2 minute inspirational video. You can get those on isamovie.com. They're just like short little, Mora's story or Elvie's story. It's short. Send them an inspirational video and say, looking forward to chatting soon. Check out this inspirational video I just found. The reason why you do that, Tyler said, was that he called it pre-framing. So you're setting them up to be excited, to be inspired, so that they get on the phone with you and they want to hear more. Whereas before, they may be like, oh, I don't really want to talk to this person. I think I'm busy right now and I don't know where my phone just went. So any kind of reasons. And
can I share a little bit more?
Yes.
Wendy, you said that this is really good for somebody who maybe is brand new, right? So you're bringing somebody who's had more experience. I'm not brand new. I've 5.5. Wendy and I are almost at the same time frame in Isagenix. So what I love to share with individuals is I'd love to connect with you and bring one of my friends on my calls with me, because she's had different experiences that I have had. Not only herself personally, but with the people that she's coached as well. So I want to make sure that I can answer any questions that may possibly pop up. And I may not have had that experience, but Wendy may have.
Yes, I love that. And I think that kind of answers the question as to who can be my expert. So you may not have an upline who is who's in tune with what you're doing, or maybe they have a different style that doesn't resonate with you, and that's okay. If you, I think an expert could be anyone who just has a story. It could be as simple as that. You can resonate with someone who is cross-line. That's totally fine, and then have it be a reciprocal thing, and you guys can practice with each other and be each other's third party, and it's still fun, right? Great, thank you for bringing that up. And I wonder if that's the end of my slide. Oh, okay. So during the call, this is a surprise for me too. So during the call, what do you do if you're a brand new person? So this is kind of a little bit of etiquette, but it's, make it your own. So if you're the connector, do some quick introductions. And I like to introduce the prospect first, because as the expert, I want to know what stories to pull from or what's really going to be interesting for them. So as the connector, introduce the prospect first. How the prospect, and what is maybe what they've seen already, or what their main interest is. Is it energy? Is it weight loss? Is it muscle building? If it's weight loss, I'm not going to talk about me putting on muscle mass. They don't care. If it's, if they, whatever, you get it. And then you introduce the expert, their experience, whatever. and then the reason why you're connecting with them. Anna is amazing at this because she says, the reason why I'm bringing you guys together is X, Y, and Z. So I know what I'm supposed to talk about. And then I love that the expert can share the story, just a quick thing about their story, and then get questions answered. And as the connector, after you make those introductions, just keep quiet. And at the beginning, I had to mute myself because I couldn't, so I just wanted to jump in and participate and feel like I was the expert. And you're like, no. You're bringing on the expert for a reason. And then as a connector, you're just listening and learning. And then when the exchange is done, then, feel free to jump in or add some stuff. And then the open box call, which is another point where the third party can come in, and you can use a different person. Crystal's great at pulling from different people because everyone's got different experiences. So she like her gentleman Scott is has PT background, and he's also a physician assistant. So she can automatically connect him to Chad and me just for social proof, and to know that Crystal is not the only health professional who uses this crazy stuff, these magic beans. But the open box call is just another great way to welcome someone, share the excitement, and connect on social media for additional support. And the team pages are great. They're great for community building. And that's as far as I got with my show. Anna, yes. Do you have anything you would add?
Yes, so I definitely, I think it's truly important, like Wendy said, when you first get on the call, to share the conversation that you've already had with that individual, because there's reasons why you reached out to them, and there's reasons why they said yes. So if you haven't had a chance to have that conversation with your third party beforehand, that's fine. Still share that information, and it seems very seamless because you're sharing information about that individual. So I connected with somebody who had just done a bodybuilding show, and I'm like, okay, this is my friend. I've known her since we were in the womb. She just did a bodybuilding show, and she expressed interest on all she wanted to do was work out and eat. And I'm like, and that's basically what Wendy does for a living. I would love to connect you guys because you guys have a lot in common. And then I just sat back and just let Wendy and her connect because they have so much in common. It was such a seamless conversation to do that and allow this expert to speak. Because what happens when you do that is they see that it's coming from a third party, right? Like Wendy said, she has no emotional attachment to this. I do, right? So when she's sharing purely from the heart, and she's going to be able to connect with that individual. And what that person is going to hear on the other end is, oh, Anna's not in this alone. Oh, it does work for other people. And oh, there's a different way that it can be used. Not just in the way that Anna's been using it. There's so many subliminal connections that are being made that the person isn't even realizing at the conscious level when you bring that third party in.
Yeah, those are great points. And one thing about giving yourself a little extra time, like as we're using more and more technology, I was trying to figure out the whiteboard thing, and I had too many devices going on, and I was cleansing, and I was like, this is a mess. And I needed a break. And then Anna was like, okay, do this and do that. I'm like, okay, great, thanks. And I was futzing around with her. I'm like, Anna, can you just talk for a second? And I've had JoJo on as well. And she, like, there was a woman who, I didn't think I would be able to help her. And I was like, and JoJo was like, which way do you want me to go with this? You want Forever Pack? What? And I'm like, I don't even know. I'm thinking cleanse or nothing. Too many stipulations. So I was like, I just want to have a conversation. And I knew that if I did it by myself, it would go nowhere. And I would say, I don't think this is for you. But JoJo was able to ask her questions. She put on her detective hat and was like, what else don't we know? How else can we work this out? And then she ended up being so open. And then JoJo was like, okay, great. So I think she was like, oh, did you talk about isogenesis? And then the woman was like, what's isogenesis? And then she quickly did it. And then And she's like, do you think I need it? And Jojo was like, absolutely. I think everyone needs it. I'm like, I would have said, maybe. And then at the end, Jojo was like, all right, well, I got to hop off and jump onto another call. So why don't you just give Wendy your information? She'll put the order in for you. And then we'll chat again for your open box call. I'm like, yes, and yes, and yes, we're going to do that. And it wasn't, it would have been awkward if Jojo were not there, and I would have been like, so what do you think about the isogenesis? And she's like, yeah, I think I'll do that. I'm like, okay, great. So I totally appreciate just her posture. And I mean, you know, when someone's had that much experience, like you have that posture. Yes, it's easier on a 3-way phone call.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. And even if, yeah, you don't need 14 years of experience to have posture for somebody, but for some reason, it's just easier when you don't have an emotional attachment to them.
Yeah. And the other thing I'll share too as well is that when you have that third party, like when, you know, Wendy's having a conversation with a welcome box call, oftentimes we'll start sharing about Isagenix. So if you'd be interested in sharing Isagenix, who are 2 people? This is where I was talking about the cues. Wendy's intent on having that conversation, so she may not see the person's interest waning. And so we had a conversation with a very young gal, and we'd gone through the welcome, we'd done everything. And so we started about sharing, and I could see her interest starting to go down, and we were starting to lose her. So I was able to send Wendy a message and say, hey, I think we're losing her. And she was like, okay, great. Do you have any additional questions? So she stopped it there, versus sometimes we just tend to go on and on because we're so passionate and we love what we're doing. Like, we just want them to know. And so if I can have Wendy say, oh, no, because she's done that to me, I'm like, oh, cool. Great. I know that I provided you with a lot of information. Let's go ahead and leave it at this, and we can continue this conversation later. I wouldn't catch that if it were me. On the back end, after I get off the phone call, I'm like, oh, I totally lost him at 25 minutes. And I went on for 45.
And I was in the back of my mind, I was like, she's not getting that interested. And I'm like, I'm going to talk more so that she wouldn't become interested. And Anna was like, you're losing her. I'm like, all right, I'm going to leave that. So it's helpful. So I hope some of that was helpful or new information or something. Was that everything that you wanted me to cover, Crystal?
Yeah, no, I love that. I wrote down some things that I was thinking. In the beginning, I literally wouldn't get on the phone with my sponsor, not even to open the box. Like, I didn't want to get on the phone with her at all. And I'm finding that the 3-way connection can be successful, not on the phone, if that's how the prospect needs it to be. So I'm doing a lot of like messenger 3-ways where I'm doing my voice so they can hear my excitement, you know. But then I think that once people know that I'm not trying to sell them and I just really want to connect with them and, you know, see how they're doing truly, then I think people are more apt to get on the phone, you know, for the next time. You know what I mean? So if that's an issue, and sometimes, you know, I was telling my person, I'm too busy. I can't give you a time. I just don't have any time. Well, we all know that you can find 10 minutes. We all know that you can go lock yourself in the bathroom or whatever, you know, so truly that's an excuse. So if somebody's throwing that at you, just say, great, let's set up a 3-way messenger. And you can, you know, utilize it that way. And then also, I also wrote down Crossline, just like you said, Wendy. Kate Tanner last summer, I reached out to her. We are not financially connected, but I was like, I just learned from Lenny Evans how to do a welcome call. Can I do it for your people? And she's like, yeah. And so we did 4 or 5 welcome calls that I was able to be the expert on. And it was awesome because I got experience. She heard what it was about. Her people loved it. So, you know, practice, find a friend. I don't know. It's a little late. I do have Lenny Evans welcome call. Should we continue or want to push that to maybe next week? What do you think?
But do we want to see if anybody has any questions or, you know, maybe what their experiences have been, and we can, as a collective, kind of maybe give some tips? And what I'll say, Crystal, too, is about, you know, because people are people are always busy unless it's a priority for them. So I oftentimes will say, I just need 10 to 15 minutes of your time. So tell them ahead of time how long it will take. Usually it goes longer than that because they ask the questions, but then it's in their court. What I have to share with you just takes about 10 minutes. And then they're like, okay, well, I can do it, In fact, I have 4 phone calls tomorrow morning starting at 8 a.m.
Nice. I really loved how I learned this from JoJo, where she's like, well, when can you get on the phone for a quick chat? I used to put in the time, like 20 minutes, and that never got people on the phone. But that, when can you get on the phone for a quick chat, was stellar. Thank you.
All right. It looks like we have someone who loves Lenny's welcome call, Florence. Why don't I'll screen share. And actually, Wendy and Anna, I was going to ask if you could role play this with me. Are you guys up for that?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Absolutely.
So who wants to be the prospect?
I will be.
Okay.
All right, so this is kind of what I've written down, and I'm happy to put this somewhere. Of course, you guys can write your own. But this I see doing after you have enrolled someone. So it can be the conversation after you literally say, click, congratulations, right? And you can say, I'm so excited for you to get started. One of the things we do as a team is this welcome call. We love to congratulate you, set you up for your best success. What are 2 or 3 times that'll work for you in the next 3 days that we can chat? And you can, that we can chat for 5 minutes, 10 minutes with you before you get started. So at that point, grab your person, grab your expert or your mentor. And this is exactly how it goes. And I actually did a call with Lenny, and then I did a bunch on my own. I did one with Dave MacArthur. Every single call we did just basically talking exactly from this script. So literally I can have somebody raise their hand tomorrow and say, Crystal, I want to share this. And I can give them the script, and I can say, okay, this is exactly what we're going to talk about. So Wendy, you're the leader? No, Anna, you're the leader. You're the enrolling sponsor. All right, so let's just go through this. So you're going to connect and just kind of quickly introduce Wendy and I.
Okay, so I enrolled Wendy and I'm introducing her to you.
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. All right. All right, hold on a second. Let me just make sure, because I've never seen this before. Okay, Crystal and Wendy, I wanted to introduce the 2 of you. Crystal, this is my beautiful friend Wendy, who just got started with the Forever Pack yesterday. And she's super excited. She wants to build some lean muscle and age more gracefully. And Wendy, I wanted to bring Crystal on so you get a sense of community, because one of the most beautiful things that we have with these products is our community. People who want to see you succeed and want to support you on your journey. And Crystal and I have been working pretty closely together for the past couple years. And so I just wanted her to come on and introduce herself, and so that you could get to know her as well, so you have another face to connect with outside of the group.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yay, I love that. Hey, Wendy, it's nice to meet you. I'm so excited for you.
Nice to meet you too.
Good. So I love just asking people a couple of general, questions. And I know that you just enrolled, you haven't even gotten your box yet. But what are 1 or 2 things that you think, that you're looking to have change, or that to have happen for you in the next 30, 60, 90 days?
I just want to increase my performance at the gym. I don't want to have any crazy supplements that get me all jittery. And I want to put on some massive mass. That's all I want. I want some massive muscles.
Oh, muscles. Awesome. All right. Is there anything you're struggling with? Anything that you want to have change?
My abdominal area. It's always been a problem area after having kids, even before kids.
All right. That's awesome. So I believe this is totally going to work for you, and it's going to do so much more. It's absolutely amazing. I've been using this for 2.5 years, and I feel like it gets better and better. as the more that I use it. So I love to tell people that, you know, the things that you've just mentioned to me, your ab muscles not coming back and, you know, maybe not having as much recovery in the gym, those are telomere issues. And Dr. Bill Andrews said that this telomere support works 100% of the time. We don't always know where it's going to work first. It could very well be your big toe, right? But he says that it works 100% of the time. So I'm really excited for you to start feeling this. Also, I love to tell people that almost every disease can be linked back to a mineral deficiency and shortened telomeres. And by putting these shakes in your body, right, you're going to be getting more nutrients, minerals, trace minerals than you're getting in your food now. So, so you're definitely going to feel some changes.
Here's hoping.
Yeah. So I know that you've been added to our community group, which is amazing. And Anna is unbelievable. She is going to be such an amazing coach. I'm really excited that you guys met. As you know, you've talked to her already at length, so you know what an amazing person that she is. But you do have this entire community at your disposal. So feel free to reach out, you know, to anybody that you may resonate with. I'm available to you if you need to as well. Before I let you go, there's just a couple things I want you to kind of note. There's a few things that I want to recommend. One is for the first 30 days, commit to this system. So be sure to have your shake every day and take 2 pills in the morning and 2 in the evening. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Another thing, I don't know if you're a journal keeper, but if you're not, grab a piece of paper and kind of write a day in the life of Wendy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what do you feel like when you wake up? Are you waking up refreshed before your alarm? Are you snoozing that 5 times? You know, are you having cravings all day long? If so, what are they? And what time of the day? See if there's any kind of a pattern there. Are you needing multiple cups of coffee to keep you going? Do you have that mid-afternoon crash? For me, I was noticing that I was really short with my kids, and I just didn't like the way that you know, that I was mothering. So those are some things. Write that down in a journal, and as things change, it's going to be great. You can look back and you can see those little changes that are happening. Oftentimes when we start to feel really good, we forget about how we felt before. So definitely write that stuff down. Also, you're going to want to measure, because in this system you build lean muscle, and so the scale is not always, you know, accurate as to what's going on in your body. And sometimes people like to check their pH levels, and you can get little test strips if you want, if that's something you want to do. I got mine on Amazon. You can get them at a health food store, but this system will change your pH levels. So that's kind of neat to actually see that stuff happening.
Cool.
And then you're going to look for these little changes. So, you know, you've got these nice, awesome, wonderful goals, and they're not going to happen overnight, right? You didn't get to where you are overnight. So I love to just point out to people, you're going to look for little changes that may happen immediately. They may happen in the first couple days. They may happen in the first couple weeks. And it also might take, you know, a month or so for you to really start to feel some differences. But for me, things like changes in my mood, I was sleeping better. You may notice some better mental clarity, faster recovery in the gym, which I know is something that you're looking for, more energy. I don't know any mom that doesn't need more energy, healthier cravings, that kind of thing. So just to rush this, I know Anna already went over how to make your shake. And just to end it, when you start having results and people are asking you what you're doing, what are you changing, you look amazing, are you open to sharing what you're doing and sharing this nutrition with people?
Sure.
Awesome. Awesome. When that happens, Anna and I can definitely chat with you. We have an amazing referral program. Isagenix thanks people for just sharing, you know, their nutrition and paying it forward, really. When I started feeling amazing, I really wanted my family to feel this way. So we can certainly help you to get your food paid for, or at least partially paid for, if that's something you're open to.
Heck yeah.
All right. Well, welcome. I'm so excited for you.
Yeah, me too. Let's go eat.
All right, so that's kind of how I do the welcome call when I do it, and I want to do it more. I need to do it more. So I hope that was helpful. I can certainly, you know, tweak that document, pass that along. You guys can utilize it, use it, pass it with your team, practice it, try it. I'm all for trying new things. But
Yay.
yeah.
Feedback, takeaways? Is it helpful?
Yes.
Awesome.
I can hear you, Florence.
Oh gosh, thanks. No, I was going to say, great. No, I love how it makes it easy in the end when you tie it in sharing, because that's where I always struggle.
Mhm.
You know, it's like I love that welcome call, and that's why at the end it just seems so simple to just really quickly, just very nicely slide that in there. You know, when people start asking you what you're doing, are you open to sharing? I love that, and I thought that was great. Thanks, guys.
Nice.
And the beauty too, Florence, is that if you don't feel comfortable talking about it, you've got your third person to do that
Exactly.
for you, right?
Exactly. You got it.
Yay.
Perfect.
Love it.
Yes, iPhone, this was recorded. I know you just got on.
I love it. Well, thank you, Wendy and Anna. I literally sprung this on you. I'm like, you guys doing that call tomorrow night? So thank you, you guys. Amazing.
Anytime.
Thank you.
How we grow.
Always amazing.
Oh, thank you. Here's my little face.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks so much, you guys. That was lovely.
Oh, thank you.
I'm gonna listen to it, pick some verbiage up, but thank you, and
Awesome.
listen to how relaxed, as the other person said, just how relaxed and from the heart you guys were.
Aw, thank you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
so,
guys.
so wonderful.
Have a
Oh,
great week, everyone. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
thanks.
Great call.
too.
Thanks, everyone. Great call.
Well done, ladies. Thanks.
All right.
Here, thank you.
Do you want to stop the recording, Anna? Are you able to? Did she leave? Oh, there you
Nope,
are.
I'm still here.
Okay. I lost you in my pictures.